Hey, what's up everybody? It's Chris F here on YouTube, and today we're going to be talking about how to beat people who put you into constant space trap situations. And everybody, if you enjoy my videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button. It helps support me as a content creator and allows me to make more videos like this. Let's get right into it. Now, if you don't know what a space trap is, it looks like this. Imagine you're the Ryu and you're fighting against M. Bison. That would be a space trap. So here in this situation, if you decide to push a button that should reach, kind of like crouching medium punch, this will automatically space M. Bison just at the right spacing and cause your crouching medium punch to whiff, leading into a huge combo and huge reward for M. Bison. So this is a spacing trap. So the first tip I have for you against people who do space traps a lot is to just stop pushing buttons. Yes, it's as simple as that. Sometimes it's better just to block, give up your turn, and see what your opponent does next on offense. Why is this good? Because the next time your opponent puts into this situation, you're going to have a better idea of what your opponent likes to do after making you block a single attack. Unless you're in high master or like really high ranks, a lot of opponents have really one-dimensional or really pattern-heavy offense. Block and pay attention, see what your opponent does next. If you see that they're always going for spacing traps, then the next time you're in that situation, you can use the counter to that, which I'm going to show you next. So if you notice people are always space trapping you, delaying your button presses is going to be the first way to directly counter them doing the space trap. So here's what it looked like. I have Ryu the dummy doing standing leg kick with an 8-frame delay. Now, how much you delay this is going to depend on your opponent's timing and also your character and just the matchup, but look what happens if Ryu does a delayed standing leg kick instead. See, that beats Akuma because now his body is moving towards Ryu and he doesn't get the evasive properties anymore. Then of course you can get even better reward if you choose a different button. Like for example here, I'm going to have Ryu doing a delayed crouching medium punch. Then you can confirm that into a combo. You can do drive rush, get huge damage, and that'll blow up the spacing trap here from Akuma. Now that leads us into our next question. What can your opponent do to beat your delayed button? Well, if you're doing delayed buttons, your opponent can pick a slow move with good range that'll catch you during the startup frames of your delayed button. So here Akuma, instead of doing the light punch adamant flame, he goes into standing heavy punch, which has great range, 10 frame startup, and that counters you because that hits you during the startup of your move. So if you're always delaying your button presses, be careful because your opponent might be smart and start to delay their next button to beat your delayed button press. And this is pretty much layer 2 for counter strategies for spacing traps. Now, if you notice your opponent is starting to do a delayed button, what can you do? Well, this brings us to layer 3. So layer 3 would be the Akuma thinks that you're going to do a delayed button, so he does a delayed long reach normal to catch your startup. And then you just loop back to the first thing you were going to do, which is mash a fast button right away. Check what happens. See, because Akuma's next normal has lots of startup, and he's minus after this, your quick attack is going to hit, and it can be something like a standing leg kick, and it can even be something like a crouching medium kick. Anything with decently fast startup, anything faster than your opponent's move that they're going for, that has good range is going to beat your opponents doing this delayed heavy punch like Akuma here. So just to recap really quickly, layer 1, you just don't push anything, and you just block and you see what your opponent does. They might do something that's really punishable. Like there, Akuma, that's -8, you can punish that. Layer 2 is going to be to delay your button press by a couple of frames, something like this, to beat your opponent going for the space trap. Then if your opponent thinks that you're going to be delaying your button press, what they're going to do is go for their delayed button themselves, and that brings us to layer 3 where you go for your immediate standing leg kick to beat them doing their delayed button. And then basically if they think you're doing quick moves again, we go all the way back to the beginning, back to the first thing, where he's trying to beat you with a space trap. Now, special note, this is going to make a big difference based on matchups. Different characters have different options. Some characters have to take more risk, some characters have less risk, and we didn't even look at universal options like doing parry, perfect parry, drive rush option selects. I'm just trying to give you the most basic, fundamental way to beat spacing traps in Street Fighter 6 and also any other 2D fighting game. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Let me know in the comments if you liked it or if you think there's anything I missed and you want to add something, because I always love to hear from my viewers. But anyways, as always, thank you all so very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.